Now on CoastTV News.
U.S. strikes Houthi rebels, the latest on the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Seal rescue boom on the coast, meet the latest seal saved by the Murr Institute. And massive repairs scheduled to come to the Indian River Inlet, when you will start seeing construction begin.
And the sunshine we expect this week will come with the very stiff price of a cold start, like well below freezing, for the day.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Elisa Weber. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. The U.S. says it conducted 5 strikes against anti-cruise missiles and vessels belonging to the Houthi rebel group in the Red Sea today. CNN's Rick Damigella has the latest, as this is the first time Houthis have used an unmanned underwater vessel since the start of the group's recent attacks in the region, according to the U.S. Central Command.
The U.S. military has conducted a new round of strikes against Houthi rebel targets in the Red Sea. These new strikes include targeting what U.S. Central Command says is the first unmanned underwater vessel the Iranian-backed rebel group has used since the attacks in the Red Sea began. Meanwhile, dozens were killed in central Gaza after Israeli airstrikes struck there over the weekend. The World Health Organization and the Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza says the largest medical facility in Gaza is now out of commission following an Israeli raid.
Hamas has turned hospitals into command and control centers and hideouts for Hamas terrorists and commanders.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he will press on with plans for a ground operation in Rafah.
Whoever is telling us not to operate in Rafah is telling us to lose the war.
Cries for a humanitarian ceasefire are also growing louder as a looming ground offensive gets closer.
The Security Council should shoulder its responsibility and act immediately on stopping the fighting.
Roughly 1.5 million people are living in Rafah, many of them sheltering there and in desperate need of essentials.
I think if I'll get water today or not, and then I think about food. Will we gonna eat food today or not?
I'm Rick Damigella reporting.
Over the last few weeks, there have been quite a few young seal rescues along the coast. The most recent rescue by the Murr Institute was on Friday north of the Indian River Bridge. Here is a picture of the rescued seal whose staff members named Poppy. Murr says Poppy's flipper was injured when he was rescued, but he is now being cared for at the National Aquarium in Baltimore. Poppy is a harp seal, which Murr says are prone to dehydration. If young harp seals do not receive life-saving fluids from a vet, Murr says they could possibly die. Murr wants everyone to be on the lookout and call them immediately if they see a young seal on land. And staying on the coast, Reed Avenue in Dewey Beach is closed between Route 1 and Buena Street until March 12th. DelDOT says the closure is needed for the installation of a new water and sewer line. And South Bethany is set to tackle canal maintenance and dredging on Monday. The Canal Water Quality Committee will be meeting to talk about dredging and canal maintenance plan updates. The committee will also review the updated water quality report. The town is also set to talk about grant options and the fiscal year 2024 to 2025 budget. All of this will be discussed tomorrow at 10 a.m. And as we take a look into Salisbury, our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us. Good evening, Paul.
Well, good evening to you, Lisa. And we're looking at it continuing to stay cooperative for the daytime hours, but the morning time is where we pay the piper, because that's where the cold air sticks around and it's going to slap us in the face to wake us up early in the morning hours. Our Bay Health camera in Milford, we're coming in at about 34 degrees at this hour. We're going to drop back into the 30s for the rest of the evening time. Now, as far as the clouds and radar is concerned, we're seeing cloud cover in place for us right now, and we have a bit of a trough distance to our west. That's not going to be a rainmaker. That may be a cloud maker at best case scenario, or worst case scenario in case, no cloud cover is what you really actually desire. Here's look our expectation as far as our day part forecast is concerned. By 6 o'clock, we're looking at 8-mile-per-hour winds, primarily moving out of the northwest and 34 degrees. By 8 o'clock, we should see some sunshine and 36 degrees, with the wind still staying out of the same direction. Out of the northwest, at about 11 miles per hour, 39 degrees by 10 o'clock. By noon, we're looking at brilliant sunshine and 41 degrees. 2 o'clock, we'll peak at about 42, and we'll stay right at about 42 for most locations. You'll notice the winds will begin to turn more directly out of the north as we have this amount of sunshine that we're expecting in abundance throughout a good portion of the morning hours. Now, today we got up to 43 degrees. Our average high is about 48. We're nowhere near the record high of 76 degrees. And we started about 20 degrees earlier today, even though it's not showing right now. 30 is the normal high, and 3 degrees below, well, that's the record set in 1979. Coming up, we're going to be talking about temperatures feeling like the teens for the next few mornings in a row. Until then, back to you, Elisa.
Thank you, Paul. Police are still looking for the suspect in a shooting that happened Friday around 8:10 p.m. in Wicomico County. According to Maryland State Police, officers responded to the 900 block of North Division Street in Salisbury. Officers say 49-year-old Richard Darlington Smith from Salisbury was walking down the street when he was shot. Smith was pronounced dead at the scene. Police are asking anyone with information to contact Maryland State Police. And Worcester County is creating a Greenway Trails master plan and wants to know what you think. The plan involves making improvements to the Greenway Trails. The county, along with the organization Maryland's Coast, is hosting its first public meeting to explore new Greenway Trail opportunities. The public meeting will be held on Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Berlin Public Library. Comments for the plan are accepted until February 28th. And drivers in Selbyville, be on the lookout for a traffic jam. Blueberry Farm Road between Baker Road and the Delaware-Maryland state line will be closed beginning Tuesday. DelDOT says this closure will last until March 15th for the installation of crossroad pipes. And if you've noticed that the Indian River Inlet needs a little TLC, you're not alone. According to the Army Corps of Engineers, this is a massive undertaking that will take a couple of years to complete. The construction includes repairs to a part of the bulkhead of the north side of the inlet, which has been closed down out of concerns for public safety for a long time. It also plans to bring some repairs to the North Jetty, which has lost over 300 feet of its land since 1960. The Army Corps says this has been in the works for a long time, and now that it has the available funding, it is ready to get to work.
So it's exciting. It's going to be a challenging project, and our team is really looking forward to repairing this area that a lot of people in Delaware use and enjoy.
It is important to note that there will be lots of construction equipment starting as soon as this spring, but nothing will be completely closed down. The Army Corps says places like the beaches, for example, will still be accessible. And the Milford School District has announced a new initiative for families and community members to participate in. Community Compass, Navigating Your Experience in Public Education, will offer families to take part in community engagement and information sessions during the monthly Board of Education executive sessions that are held at 6 p.m. each month. The first installation of this initiative will be held on February 26th at the Morris Early Childhood Center. And in Milford, the city is considering a plan to make its city-owned cars and trucks greener by switching to electric vehicles over the next 12 years. This change will be debated at the workshop on February 28th at 6 p.m. According to the city's feasibility study report, Milford got money from a program called Energize Delaware to help figure out how to do this. They looked at all the cars the city uses and found out that they can replace 74 of them with electric ones. And taking a look into Salisbury, Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams knows what this week has in store, and he has our 7-day forecast right after the break.
Treat yourself to a culinary journey like no other at Benvenuto. Delaware Today named Benvenuto as a 2023 Best of Delaware Dining and Event Restaurant, where the perfect fusion of comfort, exquisite flavors, and a captivating atmosphere awaits you. Our passion for exceptional cuisine shines through every dish as we artfully combine international flavors and fresh, locally sourced ingredients. With stunning spaces and a private room for special occasions, our breathtaking Tuscan design sets the stage for an unforgettable dining experience. Benvenuto Restaurant in Milford.
Positive, focused,
supportive, and goal-oriented. These are just a few qualities of coaches who inspire their athletes.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and make a $500 donation to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an extra donation to their program.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
Delmarva Sports Network Coach Who Makes a Difference. Brought to you by Preston Automotive Group.
This is an interesting work week because for this week, we're expecting a good deal of sunshine, so it's going to be a very beautiful looking day. But it's going to be also not just pretty, but it's going to be pretty cold in the early morning hours because we're going to start off in the mid-20s. 30 is the normal low, mid-20s below that norm. Now, taking a look at our Boardwalk Plaza camera, we're holding at about 39 degrees, and then by 2 o'clock in the morning, we're looking at dropping down to 35. So if you haven't already downloaded our QR code, please do that. You can see us right here underneath me right here. But also, if you're kind of intimidated by that and you just would like to call and get the forecast, we have a 24-hour line at 443-880-9100. It's your forecast. It's just a call away, and it's being paid for by Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico so that you don't have to pay for it. It's absolutely free, and the app is free for you as well. We had a morning low of 20 degrees in Georgetown and in Salisbury, Ocean City, and in Wallops Island. So it was plenty cold across all of Delmarva. Think about this. 20 is the normal low. 20 was the low today. 30 is the normal low. So we were 10 degrees below that. So it's plenty cold and colder than usual. But we're nowhere near this record low of 3 degrees below zero. That's just got to be crazy uncomfortable, right? Now, we were concerned about small craft advisories. They've been allowed to expire for the most part. We have this trough that's actually just to our northwest. It's going to swing in our general direction. Now, for the next dozen hours, here's how we're going to reveal this. And of course, it's donuts, so how could you not like a donut forecast, right? By 11 o'clock, we're looking at about, 12 o'clock, we're looking at about 31 degrees, 31 by 4 o'clock, and we're going to stay at about 31 from 4 o'clock till we get to, 7 o'clock, where we'll dip to 3 o'clock briefly, and then after that, we'll start to climb back up to 37 degrees by 9 o'clock with plenty of sunshine with the next dozen hours that we're expecting. Temperatures right now, we're at 31 degrees in Georgetown and in Seaford. It's 32 in Greenwood. We're holding at actually 38 degrees in Bethany Beach and 32 in Ocean Pines. We're actually a little bit warmer now than we were 24 hours ago, believe it or not, as cold as it may feel right now. The winds are pushing out of the southwest, so that helps to take at least the edge off of the cold, but feels like 31, feels like 32 in Lewis, feels like 29 in Milford, for example. So it feels all of the winter season, okay? So for Monday morning, we start off right near freezing. It's slightly below it or slightly above it, depending on whether you're on the coast or if you are inland. Keep in mind, by Monday afternoon, we're looking for all kinds of sunshine. You had little to no cloud cover that we're expecting according to our models. Winds are going to die out a bit, so the winds are light, and we're looking at temperatures in the 40s. Now, for Tuesday, the winds will shift direction out of the northeast. Starting off in the 30s again, and as we go into Tuesday afternoon, we'll see a few scattered clouds in place, but we're pretty much going to get a repeat of Tuesday of what we expect on Monday, which is sunshine during the day, but cold in the morning time. So, and it's all due to the winds. You see, the winds are pouring out of the north, and then as we get to Tuesday, they'll be pouring out of the east at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's going to add an edge to the cold. Same holds true for us by Wednesday, even going into Thursday. Now, Thursday is going to be different because the winds will be coming out of the south. So that's going to make it feel a little bit warmer, not by much. So Monday morning, we feel like the 20s. Tuesday, we feel like 25. Wednesday, we feel like 28. Thursday, we feel like 27. You get the feeling that we're going to feel like the 20s all week long. That's what we're basically rolling with. Tonight, uncomfortably cold again in 30 degrees. 46 for tomorrow, cutting cold. Start to the bright day, but winds will be gusting up to 30 miles per hour, and they'll go up to 20 miles per hour, for Monday and Tuesday, with 44 on Tuesday, with more sunshine, but yet another chilly start. Here is a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Thank you, Paul. Your forecast made me wish for spring even more. But with tax season upon us, bringing a maze of new rules, there's a workshop coming to Lewis designed to break down the 2023 tax reforms for you. The Money School and the Lewis Public Library are presenting an in-person program for people to discover techniques for managing taxes, including retirement plan contributions and tax-sensitive asset allocation. This program will be held at the library on March 13th at 2 p.m. Registration can be made through the library. And Americans are seeing more offers than ever to buy now, pay later. Now, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, it's Americans who aren't as financially stable who are more likely to use buy now, pay later. Economists, attorneys, generals, and consumer advocates have raised concerns about BNPL. They note that a lack of data, transparency, and formal regulations make it difficult to know and track just how much additional debt consumers are incurring. And this building across the street from the Zwanadale Museum in Lewis has a new owner. The Lewis Historical Society sold this historic marker to offset expenses identified in a recent sustainability analysis. So who's taking over? Well, CoastTV News reporter Tori Seagraves has the details.
Unlocking a new future for this old building. What was most recently an antique shop for the Lewis Historical Society now is set to become the home of the Delaware Community Foundation. Nancy Stanger has lived in Lewis her entire life.
I think it's wonderful that it's remaining in a nonprofit capacity, that another nonprofit is going to move in.
The building, constructed in the late 1800s, is quaint with a unique chandelier and massive stone fireplace. The new owners will have to keep the exterior the same, but say pieces like this will stay intact too.
We're going to keep it as an open space because we want to make this a place where the community comes in, has gatherings, hears people talk about important ideas, talks about generosity.
Leading up to the sale, locals had speculated, wondering if it would become a cafe or boutique, but Stanger believes this is the best use of the historic marker.
You know, there are all kinds of things that could have gone in there. With the fact that it's going to be a nonprofit and office space, I think maybe will alleviate some people's worries that there was going to be a parking issue.
The antiques that were for sale here will now be on the Lewis Historic Society's main campus on Ship Carpenter Road when it reopens in the spring. The little red brick building won't stay empty for long. DCF says that they plan to reopen its doors in May or June. I'm Tori Seagraves in Lewis, CoastTV News.
Happening now, the Maryland Department of Natural Resources wants your input on hunting season and bag limits. The department is encouraging the public to provide feedback on the proposed changes to the upcoming 2024-2026 hunting and trapping seasons. The comment period is open until February 26th. You can find the comment forms on our website at coasttvnews.com. And the Maryland State Highway Administration is rolling out a series of workshops this February and March, designed to open up grant opportunities for better walking and biking paths around the state. If you're part of a community group, local government, or any organization looking to boost pedestrian and bicycle access, these workshops are tailored for you. The first workshop is on February 28th at the Eastern Shore Land Conservancy in Easton. And we have all things health, wealth, and lifestyle on Coast Life right before your evening news on Coast TV at 5. Here's a look at what's coming up tomorrow.
Hey everyone, hope you had a great weekend. Here's what's happening Monday at 4 on Coast Life. If you are ready to buy some gifts for somebody in your life, or maybe you just need a couple more seasonal pieces that you're looking for, we are stopping by a place that's got all that covered.
And we love to celebrate all of our law enforcement officers, and we were lucky enough to get a behind-the-scenes look at the Delaware State Police Aviation Unit. So exciting, you don't want to miss that.
And it's Monday, so we've got some more laughs for you with our joke jar.
All of that and more happening Monday at 4 on Coast Life.
The Ford President's Day sales event is here. Get great offers on Ford's full lineup of SUVs, designed to give you freedom, confidence, and connectivity. The time is now, America, and the savings is here. Don't miss the President's Day sales event going on now. Get 0% financing for 60 months plus up to $500 bonus cash on select Ford SUVs, only at your local Ford dealer.
The doctors of Delmarva Chiropractic take great pride in offering the finest, most individualized care to their patients and stay on the cutting edge of healthcare and clinical interventions. As winners of Coastal Style and Metropolitan Magazine's Best Chiropractors for 7 years in a row, Doctors Lane, Brown, and Taylor help with conditions such as back pain, sciatica, headaches, concussions, dizziness, and much more. The clinic also offers laser therapy, decompression, acupuncture, and custom orthotics. Call Delmarva Chiropractic today and take the first step toward achieving your maximum potential.
Draper Media is searching for a full-time entry-level accountant. Successful candidates should have at least an associate's degree or equivalent experience. Candidates with experience in Sage Intacct will be given preference. It's an extremely detail-oriented job involving problem solving. Join the Draper Media team today as our next accountant with full benefits. Go to drapermediajobs.com to learn more and apply. Draper Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Unexpected home emergencies are a headache. But at Horizon Services, we have you covered with same-day solutions. Whether you need heating, cooling, or plumbing repairs, our certified techs are here 24/7 to solve all the issues you didn't see coming. Plus, we offer industry-leading warranties, special offers, and flexible financing options. Call or schedule online today.
Grab your binoculars for flying into the world of birds with the Maryland Coastal Bays program at the Great Backyard Bird Count. It's happening on Tuesday at Heron Park in Berlin from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. This free event offers a unique chance to observe a variety of bird species, including waterfowl and forest birds. Guided by expert participants will contribute to important research led by the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. And Delaware State Parks is setting the stage for a successful season with an all-staff training day scheduled for Wednesday. While this training takes place, visitors can still enjoy the state parks as they will remain open and accessible. However, for this day, park offices and retail locations across the state will close their doors, with the exception of a few key sites, including the Indian River Life-Saving Station Museum at the Delaware Seashore State Park. The station will remain operational for those looking to purchase annual passes or conduct other park-related business. And there's a new exciting discovery as researchers at Virginia Tech are working on a new method for early cancer detection in dogs and hoping to extend and give your dog a better quality of life. NBC's Amy Cockerham speaks with researchers about how it all works.
It's by far the most common cause of death and also by far the most common cause of concern for owners.
Cancer, a dreaded diagnosis for humans and their pets. Dr. Nick Dervasis is part of a team at Virginia Tech that's testing a new non-invasive cancer screening method that can be done at home. It analyzes your dog's urine.
The accuracy tends to be over 90% to distinguish cancer from non-cancer.
They're still testing how well it works on different breeds and ages. Sit! My puppy Clover would not make a great candidate for this test, and that's because researchers say that puppies, they're still developing and the urine test isn't as accurate.
Finding cancer early can allow you to treat it earlier, and for some cancers that can be curative, that can or prolong significantly survival.
And that can improve your dog's quality of life too. Researchers want to get this test out as soon as possible, but they still have more work to do.
So I hope that in the next 5 to 10 years we'll have a test available for at least some use.
And one day the test might not only be for your dog, but you too.
It doesn't matter what species you're using it. In fact, the same team of engineers that developed this particular test and this publication has done a lot of work on working with humans.
This 87-foot tower is lighting up a lecture in Lewis next weekend. If you've ever marveled at the structure that stands on 146th Street in Ocean City, then you might be interested in an upcoming history revival. The Lewis Public Library and the Swanadell Museum are hosting the event. The new Friends of the Fenwick Island Lighthouse will present the history of the lighthouse at the library on Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. The organization says an increasing number of shipwrecks off the coast of Fenwick Island prompted the lighthouse's construction in 1856. It was first lit in 1859 and is still operational. And coming up, details on the new FDA-approved drug to treat frostbite.
Here for this nonsense? Let's just stop and rest. Oh wait, look, there's Hank. Hey, Hank. I wish I had a Hank like that.
Girl, I wish I had a house like that.
I heard he has a screened-in back porch.
Nah, I heard he has a courtyard.
You know he has a dog washing station in his house?
We should definitely invite ourselves over.
Right? We do need a spa day.
Yes, spa day.
Yeah, I say mani-pedi. Look at my nails. I've been digging in flower beds all day.
Welcome to Outlet Liquors on Route 1 in Rehoboth, the third largest liquor store in America. Choose from 9,000 different wines, 600 beers, and the largest selection of vodka, whiskey, and tequila. We've got professional wine and spirit experts to help you find what you're looking for. Plenty of cheeses, crackers, and chocolate for the perfect charcuterie board. Don't forget to sign up for the VIP program. Visit Outlet Liquors in Rehoboth today.
Not feeling well? Before you head to the emergency room, consider your options. The emergency room is for life-threatening issues. If you have an issue that is not emergent, please contact your primary care provider. They know you and your medical history and are best able to treat you. If you need care and you just can't wait, or it's after hours, visit your nearest Your Doc Sen Urgent Care Center or Tidal Health Immediate Care. To learn more about the most appropriate place for care, visit tidalhealth.org/where-to-go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Enjoy 10 songs in a row, brought to you by Pohanka Kia of Salisbury.
Hi, it's Peter Guida, and on this episode of McQueen Classics, we're going to define what a classic car is. Any car 25 years or older, 1997 and below. So if it's languishing in your garage, we're going to come get it. We're going to turn it into cash. We're going to help you sell it. Seriously, we're going to come get it. It's time for the ride of your dreams from McQueen's. Behind the new Redners on Route 9 in Lewis.
Nobody needs to die today.
This girl was targeted. We'll get him.
Damn right I'm gonna get him.
Law and Order Thursday on NBC and Peacock.
In your health news tonight, brutal winters and the cold can lead to frostbite. But just this week, the FDA approved a first-of-its-kind drug to treat frostbite. NBC's Gordon Severson shows us just how this first-of-its-kind drug works.
I think this is pretty significant.
At Regents Hospital, doctors see some of the worst frostbite cases imaginable. Cases where patients lose fingers and toes.
If you lose your thumb, that's a life-changing injury.
Dr. Alexandra Lacey says a new medication just approved by the FDA will help doctors save more of those fingers and toes. The drug is called iloprost. Dr. Lacey says the drug is given to patients through an IV.
So it makes the blood vessels get wider and allows more blood to be delivered to the tissue.
You can see in this frostbite patient, their blood isn't getting to their toes. But Dr. Lacey says together with clot-busting medication, this new drug can widen the blood vessels so the blood can get in and heal this damaged tissue.
Right now, on average, our treatments save about 80% of tissue that was damaged by severe frostbite. But with this addition, we're hoping to get closer to, a 90 or even 100% salvage rates would be the goal.
In a recent trial, the FDA says frostbite patients were separated into 3 groups. The group that didn't receive iloprost, 60% showed signs of possibly needing an amputation. The group that received iloprost and another medication, 19% showed those same signs. And the group that received only iloprost, 0%.
Reading about these papers in other countries, I've been jealous that they have access to the drug and we haven't. So I'm excited that's going to be an option for our patients now.
A new study shows grandparents can have a positive influence on a mother's mental health. Researchers in Finland tracked nearly 500,000 mothers of young children between 2000 and 2014. They found mothers were less likely to use antidepressants if their own parents were younger than 70, were still working, and did not have health issues of their own. The study found access to grandparents' help made mothers feel less depressed, especially if they were apart from their partners. But moms with older parents and poor in-laws with poor health living far away were more likely to turn to antidepressants.
Looking for icy blue skies for the next few mornings in a row as the temperatures will drop well below freezing at the start off of a very sunny day for the next few days in a row.
Everyone needs a roof. Secure yours with Alpha Roofing and Siding, a veteran-owned and operated business serving Delmarva for over 10 years. Roofing, siding, maintenance, and repairs, Alpha ensures quality on every project and provides peace of mind with their in-house financial advisor. Alpha offers military and senior discounts, and their unmatched 50-year material warranty is a testament to their craftsmanship. Right now, get free gutter guards with your roof replacement. Alpha Roofing and Siding, where protection comes first and setting the standard is their legacy.
At Draper Media, we offer more than TV and radio advertising. We reach your customers wherever they are, at the gas pump, in bars and restaurants, driving around Delmarva, in a taxi or rideshare at the beach, on social media, or searching for products and services, checking their email, and listening to podcasts or streaming video. Let our team build a plan that best fits your business. Email Frank Hamilton today. For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
It's now or never.
2 dead bodies in the name of free speech.
Nobody needs to die today.
This girl was targeted.
You come and see it by my daughter!
When you're undercover, one mistake and it's all over.
Can I go home now?
That's not how this works.
Law & Order Thursday on NBC and Peacock.
I'll leave a light on for you.
93.5 The Beach. Jesse L. Martin is back.
Why crash a plane and let the passenger survive? That's why you're here. Why kidnap someone who couldn't afford the ransom? Poison. Why get fancy with polonium when you could shoot the target in the head?
I hear people are irrational.
People do inexplicable things.
Why?
Science.
So this is just a theory.
Gravity was just a theory at one point.
The Irrational, Monday on NBC and Peacock.
On the next Cameron Hall.
Tell me what happened.
A daytime exclusive with the couple behind the horrifying hit docuseries American Nightmare, and how so many, including the police, got it very wrong. Next Cameron Hall.
Monday at 3 on CoastTV.
Well, as we reflect on what's been and what we're looking forward to for the past few days, I mean, starting back to Tuesday, we're at 44, 43, 46, 45. So we were actually a little bit below the norm for this time of the year as we kind of take a look at what's been the observed highs, okay? Now, as far as where we are right now, listen, we have temperatures in the 30s. And we're going to be looking for about 1 o'clock. We're looking for 32 degrees, partly to mostly clear skies. Then we'll see the cloud cover thicken up a bit for us. But we're still going to hover right about freezing for the most part throughout a good portion of the area. We're going to stay pretty clear throughout most regions till we get to the early morning hours going into Monday. Now, let's please remember, Monday morning is going to be a cold, cold morning. Okay? We'll have a trough that will begin to kind of move just to our west, and it's going to possibly bring a bit of cloud cover in our direction, but that should primarily be it. All of the small craft advisories that have been issued around our area, they have been allowed to expire, so we're looking for winds to fall just shy of that threshold where we would actually have an additional or a continuation of the small craft advisory, so that's not going to continue to be a problem. Chincoteague, we're looking at 46 degrees on Monday and Tuesday, but 48 degrees by Wednesday. Assateague, we're looking 43 on Monday, 41 on Tuesday, and 46 on Wednesday. As you go a little bit farther to the north, you'll pick up on the fact that we warm up on Monday, go back down on Tuesday, back up to 43 on Wednesday in Ocean City, but we will stay right about the mid-40s for Monday and Wednesday for Fenwick Island, and 43 degrees on Tuesday. We go up a little bit farther north for us, right around Lewis. We're looking at sunshine on Monday for Lewis and Rehoboth Beach, 43 and 41 degrees. We'll both have 41 degrees both universally for both of these on Tuesday, but then on Wednesday we'll be about 3 degrees warmer in Lewis than we will be in Rehoboth. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast. Remember the morning hours, Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. We're looking for temperatures to stay either right at freezing or slightly below.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. We'll see you in just a few hours for Coast TV News today, starting at 5 a.m. Have a great night.